Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youths and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history, keep dividing is their plan? All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, keep your eyes on the prize, baby. Keep your eyes on the prize. You, me, all of us who adore this country, all of us who believe in our bones that the current president of this country is a fascist, is everything our founders feared. Everybody out there right now who really truly believes, and it's not just bullshit. You don't just say this. I don't just say this. You really truly believe that Donald Trump and today's Republican Party is an existential threat to democracy, the rule of law, the Constitution, pluralism, basic human decency. If you believe all of that, if you truly do, then damn it, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused on what our objective is. To win in November, to defeat him in November, to defeat my former political party in November. That's what this is all about right now. That's the first, biggest, most important step in front of us to see if we can get democracy and the rule of law and the Constitution and pluralism and basic human decency back. We got to win in November. Stay focused on that. And so in that vein, when it comes to Trump's speech tonight, when it comes to Trump's address before the nation this evening, man, don't ignore it. That's my biggest plea to everybody this Thursday morning. Donald Trump's going to address the nation tonight. He's going to spew a bunch of bullshit. He's going to lie and then lie and then lie and then lie again. He's going to talk about an election he lost 6 years ago. All of it. I'm with you. All of it. Right. Don't ignore it. And the networks shouldn't ignore it. Now, the networks, whatever networks covered Trump's address to the nation tonight, man, they ought to have a big old fat disclaimer right at the beginning, right at the very beginning. Every single network should say something like, what you're about to hear is a bunch of lies. The president of the United States is going to lie to you. I mean, every responsible network needs to say that, but they shouldn't ignore the president of the United States with what he's going to say tonight. And you and me and all of us committed to this fight to save and preserve our democracy and the rule of law and pluralism and basic human decency, we shouldn't ignore this address either. We ought to put a big old fucking spotlight on what Trump's going to do tonight. I'm not the only one. I get asked all the time because of the position I'm in. What can I do, Joe? What can I do? I feel so helpless, right? Trump's a fascist. He's in the White House. He's doing all of this. ICE is doing all of this. There's no Congress. The Republican Party doesn't care. The courts are just playing catch up. Joe, I feel like all is lost. What can I do? I always say the most important thing you can do, your most important responsibility as an American citizen right now, is to inform people, is to educate people, is to inform everybody you know on a regular basis on what Trump is doing, on what the Republican Party is doing, on what Congress isn't doing. Your job, our job, is to inform our fellow citizens on a regular basis about every stupid, cruel, dishonest, corrupt, lawless, sociopathic, ignorant, un-American thing Trump does. It's our job to inform our family about every fucking corrupt and lawless thing he does. It's our job to inform our friends, our neighborhoods, every club we belong to, every group we're a part of. Politics, right? Inserting politics into our regular life right now. Fuck it. We have to do it. We have an obligation to do it. And now I bring myself back to Trump's speech. Don't ignore his speech tonight. Put a spotlight on it. And tell everybody you know tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow, what Trump said tonight. Because we know a few things. Remember, the objective is to defeat Trump and his party in November. The objective is to defeat every fucking Republican up and down the ballot in November. That means we have to constantly inform our fellow citizens and beat it into their heads every corrupt, lawless, bad, anti-democratic thing Trump is doing on a daily, on a weekly basis, respectfully but firmly. Same holds true for tonight. I don't want people ignoring Trump's speech. He's going to get up in front of the American people tonight and he's going to lie. And he's going to talk about himself. Right? What can you tell your fellow citizens tomorrow when you spread the word about what Trump said tonight? Easy. He didn't talk about you He didn't talk about your economic struggles. He didn't talk about that job you just lost. He didn't talk about your access to decent health care. He didn't talk about the price of every fucking thing going through the roof. He didn't talk about your economy, how you and your family are struggling. I can say this now because we know it. What did he do tonight? What's he going to do tonight? He talked about himself. He completely ignored you, American voter, American citizen, and he talked about himself. He talked about an election he lost 6 years ago. Now, just sit back for a moment. My God. The President of the United States is addressing the entire nation tonight to talk about, to bitch about, to whine about an election he lost 6 years ago. See, every voter needs to know that. That should be the biggest takeaway tomorrow with everything you tell everybody you know. He didn't talk about the economy. He didn't talk about how his tariffs have fucked things up. He didn't talk about this stupid illegal war that now we are ratcheting up again. He didn't say a word about these masked federal thugs on our streets murdering brown and black people. Didn't say a word about any of that. He talked about an election he lost 6 years ago. Man, that's something I'd want to put in front of every voter in this country. Two other points on this speech, this address. Supposedly, he's going to talk about how the Chinese meddled in the 2020 election to help Biden. Russia, China, Iran, America's enemies meddling in our elections? Duh, of course they do. He won't say a word about Russia because he can't, because he works for Putin. He won't say a word about how Russia fucked with the 2016 election to purposely help Trump get elected. He supposedly has new information about what China did. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I mean, just think about it. And I want a hat tip to my friend Josh Eagle, who pointed this out. So he's going to say that China fucked around with our 2020 election to help Biden. Okay. Who was president in 2020? Trump was. How come Trump didn't do anything about it in real time? How come Trump's CIA and FBI did nothing about it? How come China fucking in the 2020 election was never mentioned in the hundreds of lawsuits that Trump and his people brought forward to say that the 2020 election was stolen? Trump never mentioned China at all. And then, of course, you've got Trump going to China and always getting down on his knees and adoring Xi, China's leader Xi. And now, 90 days before the midterm, maybe I'm off, he's got some bombshell new information. No, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He can't get over that he lost in 2020. Who refuses to accept an election loss? Who purposely sows distrust in our elections process? Who does that? Who would do that? A sore loser would, a coward would, a sociopath would, and a traitor to this country would. Final point, really serious point about Trump's address to the nation tonight. And this is another point you need to tell everybody when you inform everybody as to what Trump said tonight. Donald Trump is at war again right now. Now, I'm not talking about his illegal war against Iran. He's at war against this country. Trump is at war again right now against America. Yeah. Right. I agree. He's our enemy. He's a traitor. He should be in jail. He should be in a room with padded walls. I get all of that. Donald Trump is at war right now against America. He's doing everything he can possibly do to fuck with, mess with, sow distrust in, and delegitimize the 2026 elections. He is engaged right now in a full-on assault on our democratic process, on our elections process. You do that, you're at war against this country. Make no mistake, part of his war against the country, part of his assault on the 2026 midterms is to constantly delegitimize and sow distrust. We know so little for certain, right? We know so little for certain. We know that the sun's going to rise in the morning. We know that today is Thursday and tomorrow is Friday. We know that, and we know for certain that come November, come election day, Donald Trump is going to scream stolen election, rigged election, and he will not accept the results of the midterms. We know that for certain. Part of what he's doing with this address tonight is to further plant those seeds. 2020 election was rigged. This election is going to be rigged too. If and when Republicans lose control of the House and the Senate, this is what Trump is really saying. It was stolen for us. I constantly need to remind people of this. Back in 2020, months before the 2020 election, back in April and May of 2020, I know this because I was still on the radio, still doing conservative talk radio. Months before the midterms, Donald Trump began to say, back up. Months and months before the 2020 election, Donald Trump began to say daily that the 2020 election was going to be stolen. He began to say it at rallies in April of 20, in May of 20, and he would say it every day, every week until the election day. He would tell his voters, he would tell the American people, hey, only two things can happen in November. Either Republicans win or it will be stolen from us. Either I win or it will be stolen from us. Trump was saying that despicable shit months before the election. Why? To sow distrust in that election result, so that if and when Trump lost, Donald Trump did not want his followers, his voters, to accept the loss. That's what he was doing. And yes, he was purposely inciting violence. He was purposely inciting a January 6th. People always talk about how on the morning of January 6th, Trump gave the speech at the mall and, oh, he didn't really incite the riot at the Capitol. You know what? He did and he didn't. No, but he incited the riot at the Capitol for months and months and months before Election Day in 2020. He got his people worked up into such a fever pitch that when Joe Biden beat him, his people, man, they did not fucking accept the loss. And Trump continued to lie about it. And they grabbed their pitchforks, they grabbed their muskets, they grabbed whatever they could get, and they charged the Capitol and they tried to overthrow the election. Why? Because Trump seeded that soil for months before Election Day. He's doing the same fucking thing now. Only this country's enemy would do such a thing. Only a traitor to this country would do such a thing. But your job and my job is not to ignore what he's doing, but to put a spotlight on it and constantly put it in front, respectfully, of everyone we know. Hey, two other quickies here. And I apologize that I'm going to start like this. I apologize for my language. Fuck Trump. Fuck every Trump sycophant. Fuck every member of my former political party. Fuck every Trump media cheerleader. Fuck everyone in Trump's orbit who brought us here, who got us here, who got us here to this point where grown men and grown women cannot, will not say who won the 2020 election. Grown men and grown women afraid to state a simple truth. Who won the 2020 election? Fuck Trump and all of his people because they got us here. Every damn one of Trump's nominees, every one of his judicial picks, everybody in his cabinet, all of them refuse to say, do not say, will not say, cannot say, Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Grown men and grown women in this country unable to answer a simple factual question. We saw it yesterday again. Ken Clayton, who's Trump's pick to be in charge of all of America's intelligence. John Ossoff just asked him point blank repeatedly, who won the 2020 election? Who won the 2020 election? Who won the 2020 election? Pretty straightforward question. And Clayton wouldn't answer, refused to answer, did not answer. Who won the 2020 election? Just yesterday again, 6 years right after the 2020 election. The guy who's supposed to be in charge of all of America's intelligence could not say who won the 2020 election. Would not answer that question. And he said, I'm tired of playing this game. It's a gotcha question, Clayton said. I'm tired of these gotcha questions. Why is who won the 2020 election a gotcha question? Why is that a gotcha question? Is Who won the 2024 election? Is that a gotcha question too? Is who won the latest Super Bowl earlier this year? Is that a gotcha question? Today's Thursday. If I asked if I were a senator and I had Clayton in front of me under oath tomorrow, and I asked him, what day comes after Thursday? Is that a gotcha question? How many days are in a week? Is that a gotcha question? Who won the 2016 election? Is that a gotcha question? Who was the American president after Jimmy Carter? Is that a gotcha question? I'm a big Godfather fan, huge Godfather fan. If I ask Ken Clayton, the guy in charge of our intelligence community yesterday, if I had him under oath and I asked him, I love the movie The Godfather, Godfather 1, Godfather 2, all of it. Al Pacino, he's an actor. Was Al Pacino in the movie The Godfather? Is that a gotcha question? Why is only that one question, who won the 2020 election, a gotcha question? Why is that a gotcha question? Put that in front of every Republican you know. Ask them that. Final thought this Thursday. Tom Tillis, Republican senator from North Carolina. Tom Tillis is retiring. He's on his way out. He'll be done come January 3rd, 2027. He's done. He's leaving. He's on his way out. He doesn't need to worry about votes or voters. He doesn't need to worry about the Republican Party base. He doesn't need to worry about his cult leader, Donald Trump. He doesn't need to worry about any of that. He's not trying to win an election, so he doesn't have to bow and kiss Trump's feet and all of that. Tom Tillis, brave, normal, right? Normal Republican, right? He's retiring. And he still said he's going to vote for Todd Blanche to be the Attorney General. We got that shot, Keith? Tom Tillis, North Carolina, says he's leaning yes. He's prepared to confirm Todd Blanche as U.S. Attorney General. Thanks, Keith. Todd Blanche has no business being Attorney General. Todd Blanche is Donald Trump's personal lawyer. And by the way, he said it yesterday again. He said, I'm his lawyer. Oops, I was his lawyer. Todd Blanche is Donald Trump's personal criminal lawyer. He's the Attorney General. He has no business being Attorney General. Todd Blanche is orchestrating and overseeing under the orders of Donald Trump, the largest government cover-up ever with these Epstein files. No way, no how should Todd Blanche be approved to be Attorney General of this country. And Tom Tillis, North Carolina, fucking knows it. How much you want to bet that John Cornyn, Texas, who lost his primary to Ken Paxton, so he's done? He's done come next January. He's done. He's out. He's out. He's pissed off at Trump. I'll bet you dollars to donuts. John Cornyn's going to vote to approve Todd Blanche. Tom Tillis, even though he's retiring and he's on his way out, he still can't bring himself to do the right thing. I'm asked over and over. I'm asked every single day by people all over the country, Joe, will your party ever come back? Will a decent Republican Party ever come back? My answer is no, not in my lifetime. And this again just affirms that Tom Tillis ain't some crazy MAGA dude, right? He's not a crazy MAGA dude. He's what we would call a normal Republican. And even he, on his way out the door, is afraid to do the right thing. My former party's gone. She ain't coming back. She's not. It's a MAGA party forever. And forever in my world is for my lifetime. It's a MAGA party. And this just affirms that. Hey, thank you for listening. Couple things I want to put in front of you this Thursday. HopeNotFearProject.org. HopeNotFearProject.org. I again apologize for my shitty backdrop here, but I've been on the road all summer. And sometimes I'm not staying in the most beautiful of places with the most beautiful backdrops. So what? But I'm on the road all summer having conversations with regular Americans, left, right, middle. I don't want to talk to people in a TV studio. I don't want to talk to talking heads. I don't want to talk to politicians. I don't want to talk to experts. I want to talk to regular Americans and listen to regular Americans and see if regular Americans can begin to understand each other. We're doing it all through an organization called Hope Not Fear. HopeNotFearProject.org. Check that out. Paxos, guys. Paxos. This Know Your Rights tool that we developed and that is out there now, and it's been out there for months. A Know Your Rights tool for, thanks, Keith, immigrants and citizens in this country to legally, lawfully, and practically fight back against ICE. Yes, fight back against ICE. ICE is our enemy right now. Masked federal thugs, armed, masked federal thugs lawlessly roaming our streets, targeting, shooting, and killing brown and black people, denying basic constitutional rights to immigrants and citizens alike. That is not a thing that should ever be in America. That is utterly un-American. ICE is our enemy. Treat them thus. Paxos.app. Go there, check it out, check out our tool. It's free of charge to everybody. And help put it into the hands of immigrants and citizens who may need on their devices, on their phones, a Know Your Rights tool so that they know what to do when ICE knocks on their door, when ICE pulls them over. So crucial now to save lives and protect immigrants. Paxos.app. Help us get it into the hands of more and more immigrants and citizens in need. Go there, check it out. And if you are duly inspired, we've got a GoFundMe page on that link. Contribute what you can. 2 more quickies. My Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. For better or worse, I got a unique voice. If you'd like to support this unique voice, the best way you can support it is to consider subscribing to my Substack. Thanks for that. And finally, shoot me an email about anything that's on your mind. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. All one word. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.